Bianca Belair just said something very interesting about Jade Cargill in this video. I'm going to tell you exactly what she had to say, what she had to admit, and why it's so important that she said it out loud for everyone to hear. And really it's set because Bianca Belair has a lot of faith in her tag team partner. Since Jade made her WWE in-ring debut at the Royal Rumble in January of 2024, they had an intense stare-down. And then they turned into a dynamic duo. They've teamed up since then, won the women's tag team titles twice, and currently they are the champions rocking and rolling after winning the titles back at SummerSlam from Unholy Union. Now they are slated to make appearance on the October 1st episode of NXT, this CW premiere episode, if you will. Look, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, it's a match that you want to see, I want to see, we all want to see, but the only problem is there's a little bit of controversy because I believe that it is time to do the split while others, well, they haven't. But the point of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair pairing is much bigger than you might expect. It's a bigger picture move by WWE and brass because we've seen what Jade Cargill was able to do in AEW as a big dominant heel, just running roughshod, doing mostly squash matches. Think of Bill Goldberg or a classic heel from the 1980s. But instead, WWE, well, they didn't put her on television right away. No, they did something actually quite unique, something which I don't remember them doing in the past for quite some time. If you think about it like this, they literally took Jade off of AEW television and said, yep, we're going to shelve you from TV for the next several months. And you're not going to make your appearance until we think you're ready, until you think you're ready. In the meantime, though, we're going to let you do countless media interviews to hype you up. And so when that moment does come and you walk out to the big ovation, it's going to be a big deal and you're going to come across as a huge star. And that's exactly what happened at the Royal Rumble. And then they said, okay, we're going to keep you on television. We're going to make you a big deal, have a bidding war between Raw and SmackDown in your services before we pair you up with Bianca Belair, one of our most lovable baby faces and fan favorites on the roster. And we're going to turn you babyface and you're going to be in a tag team, something in which the fans have never seen either or of. That's the beauty of what WWE has been able to do with Jade Cargill. That is the reason why she's been able to reach the success in which she has over the last several months in WWE. And that leads us right to this, because in an interview with USA Today, Bianca Belair shared her thoughts on Jade Cargill's potential because there is a decisiveness between the fan base. Some of you absolutely believe Jade Cargill is overrated and does not live up to the hype in which I, or anyone else for that matter, has for her. And then there are people like me who think that she is a huge, huge star in the making and already has some serious star power to go along with her right now. Now, Bianca Belair, she's also in the latter of that class because she said, Jade, she is here to break glass ceilings. At this point, it's up to Jade if she wants to skyrocket because it's there and she can be there. If she doesn't get there, that's on you, girl. That's on you. And then Jade, she followed up with, best believe I'm going to deliver. And I best believe that she will. Look, Jade Cargill, she's a different breed, y'all. She is not like anybody else on the roster. She definitely passes the airport test. You know, Vince McMahon, before all the horrific allegations came out about him, he had this motto, this belief that if you're walking through an airport and you're stopped and you get people to look at you, talk to you, that's the sign of a major star. And Jade Cargill, she has that, right? You can teach a lot of things in this business. You can teach promos, you can teach wrestling, you can teach selling, you can teach psychology. You cannot teach it factor. You cannot teach charisma. And Jade Cargill, she absolutely has it. And so every time she appears on television, you stop and you look and you go, oh, okay, yeah. She's a lot different than everyone else. Bianca Belair has that same value. I love the way that WWE brought in this woman because it simmered expectations, right? It said, okay, yeah, we could have brought her in as a big heel. We could have brought her in and put the women's title on her right away. And yeah, we would have got a lot of backlash from it because WWE, just like with Cody Rhodes, they knew, okay, we're signing a former AEW star. We want more AEW stars to come over to our company and work for us and make us more money. So now we have to set the expectations of, if you leave AEW for WWE, we're going to make you a big star, or we're going to give you the opportunity to become a big star. We're not going to shelve you. We're not going to bury you, nothing like that. They did that with Cody Rhodes, and they've done that with Jade Cargill. And so now if you're an AEW talent, you're not afraid to, A, go over there to work because you may get buried because you're a former AEW star, and B, you no longer have to worry about Vince McMahon and his weird tendencies of just changing creative on the fly. You're under Triple H. And so that was why it was so important for WWE to build up Jade Cargill to the point where she is today. And that's the reason why she's such a huge star, because they've taken their time with her, and every single thing from the media interviews to her appearing on television to the bidding war between GMs to her Royal Rumble appearance to her entrance to her movesets, every single thing. It's very rare to see how calculated of decisions that have been made with Jade Cargill and by management, right? You don't see that very often, or at least we haven't in recent times. Why do you think the bloodline is so over? Well, every single thing is just absolutely detailed to a T. Same thing goes with Cody Rhodes or any bigger star out there. That's what makes these people bigger than life. That's what makes storylines and moments and promos and matches so great. When you pay attention to something, you focus in on something, then it becomes big. And once it becomes big, then you can improve. And once you improve, it gets better and better and better. And that is exactly what they've done with Jade Cargill. And the funny thing is, we're so early in the process, right? Like, she's hasn't even touched the surface of what she has in her ability to show. We haven't seen her as a heel in WWE. We haven't really seen her as a singles star in WWE. Sure, she's worked some singles matches, but she's never been an actual singles star before. She's not been able to go out there and necessarily wrestle against the top of the top in terms of star power, right? We haven't seen her against a Charlotte Flair, a Becky Lynch, a Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Bayley, right? A Naomi. We haven't really gotten to see that, right? We've seen moments here and there, like your Tiffany Strattons of the world and stuff like that, but like, it's not been to the moment of, okay, you are officially a main eventer, you're working a main event spot, you're making main event money, you are working main event promo segments and matches and the ebbs and flows of main event matches and stuff like that. Like, she hasn't got to experience that. And that's not a bad thing because they're taking their time with her. And so when she does get in those spots and she does get handed the ball, she'll be able to run with it and take off with it and do just fine with it instead of just falling on her face like a lot of people think that she will. She won't, because she'll be ready for the moment. And at the end of the day, that's what counts. That's the biggest element of this. And that's why Jade Cargill is not only a big star for WWE right now, more importantly, she's going to be a bigger star for this company in years to come as well.